Hello, everybody. Good morning. Before we get started, there are some practical issues, things I will share. So please keep your microphone muted during the presentation, and we will make room for questions either through the chat or after each of the sessions by sound. We'll send you a survey, and we will really appreciate if you would use the 2 minutes it takes to complete it. And of course, we'll also share the slide deck and the recording after the event. This webinar is about preparing your business for the future with AI and intelligent automation. We'll talk about AI and Copilot, and we will also dive into some of the possibilities and the things that around Copilot and the use of AI. My name is Claus Andersen. I'm located in Denmark. I've worked with Microsoft products of various kinds for the last 25 years, especially the Dynamics suite, but also across other technologies and products in the portfolio. I know a little about not everything that Microsoft puts in the portfolio, but most of it, a lot of it. And I have a background both on the technical and also on the business side, which enables me to kind of bridge the gap between the processes, the people, and the systems. Julian, will you introduce yourself?
Of course. Hello, everyone. My name is Julian Fischer. I'm a Dynamics 365 consultant. Compared to Klaus, I don't have as much and as long of experience yet. I learned to walk and run with Microsoft Dynamics and Microsoft Business Applications with F&O in America a couple of years ago. Now I'm back in Germany, and I have indulged myself with AI technologies and automations within the Microsoft product suite, namely Copilot, that we're going to talk about and very excited about.
Thank you, Julian. Today's agenda looks like this. I'll give you a short introduction to AlfaPeople for those of you we haven't met yet. Then we will dive into some of the insights about AI and the Microsoft ecosystem. And finally, not finally, but my colleague Julian will get back to you and talk more about the details and also do a demo of some of the AI functionality. And then at the end, we will go to some offerings we have in AlfaPeople that can help get you started on this AI and Copilot. And then we have the Q&A at the end. We did a survey, AlfaPeople did a survey among all of our customers. And we have created a report showing the results of the survey. There is different findings in the survey. One of them is that everybody thinks that this is a kind of a revolution and a cultural shift from how we're used to work. AI have a big impact on business processes, bringing non-financials benefits into the game, which is kind of like increased agility, innovation, and so on. But it also presents some challenges, including data integration and stuff like that. And we will hope we will during this session we will bring some light to that. 52% of the survey respondents are already using AI in some kind in their processes, and most of these are also having benefits like cost reduction and better decision making out of using AI. But also 64% responded that there's a lack of expertise and workforce readiness around AI and Copilot also, which is a major challenge. But that is something that the coming years will bring light to as well. You will also receive a link to this report together with the mail that we will send you with the links to the recording. Microsoft is making huge investment in AI technology. What's really interesting is that a large portion of this investment is not going into traditional marketing or advertising. Not that they are not doing advertising and marketing, but a lot of the money is going to help the market get started with AI and Copilot, which means that they will be focusing on empowering the partners like us to help customers like you and prospects better evaluate and utilize this technology. They have created some what they call partner activities, which is the ones that are listed on this slide, which is the envisioning workshop, the value assessment, solution assessment, and so on, which are things that the partner can do to help customers in getting started and moving forward on using the AI. On top of that, they have also created some incentives, which means that you as a customer can apply for some money from Microsoft, which is coming out of the traditional marketing budget at Microsoft, which will help you pay partners for their help to get started. So it's another way of doing marketing and advertising than Microsoft usually do. So it creates an opportunity to explore AI adoption in your organization, as well as diving deeper into how it works, and so on. And I will get back to a couple of offerings around this at the end of this session. As promised, a short introduction to AlfaPeople. We are leaders across the world in Microsoft Business Solutions, but today Business Solutions is not a separate thing. It's basically utilizing all kinds of the Microsoft stack. So Azure, AI, and so on is also used. We are present in 14 countries that are listed here. We have more than 625 employees, where 75% are focused on business solutions, and then the rest is sales and marketing and management and administration. Out of the 625, we have more than 450 certified professionals within the different areas of the Microsoft portfolio. 95% of our services are delivered online. So we are using the solutions that we sell and implement also internally, and it's also using that to help our customers. We have more than 500 active customers around the world. And finally, we are also, once again, being a member of the Inner Circle at Microsoft, which is the top 1% of worldwide partners. We've been a member of the Inner Circle for 15 years and have also received other awards in the same period. At AlfaPeople, we are very, very customer-centric. So we have focused on the vision and strategy, the organization, and finally also the processes and the technology. The technology that we are talking about here covers a lot of different areas. It's Microsoft Dynamics and the Power Platform, but it's also modern work solutions like Office, Windows, servers, and so on. And finally, also cloud offerings from Microsoft like Azure Analytics and AI. This is a list of some of the solutions that we are helping our customers implement. So we're talking about the whole, both ERP solutions and also CRM solutions. But we are also having industry solutions within the areas that are listed below here: real estate, financial services, professional services, manufacturing, and retail. And to do that, we are using we are delivering a lot of different services. So both within consulting, which is of course analysis and also implementation, but also development. If you need something developed or analyzed for development, we can do that. And we can do managed services, which is basically the when you are up and running, the support, the frequent updates and so on. We can help you with that as well. And also education within the different technical areas. When we are doing this, we're using different methodologies depending on both you as a customer, your needs, your capabilities, but also what we, of course, want to advise you within the different areas. We are moving into a more agile way of doing things, but we are also utilizing some of the, you can say, old-fashioned waterfall methodologies in different areas. But we're also having like a minimal viable product methodology where we aim to deliver as little as possible, but still usable. And we also have start and go, which is a kind of a quick way of getting up and running with something so that you can start getting some experience with whatever product we are talking about. And then we have outsourcing of various kinds that we are delivering, can deliver to you guys if you need some help with something. If we look at the Microsoft Cloud, which is the kind of the platform and the content of all of this AI and Copilot, you can see that there are some industry-specific components like healthcare, environment solution, and so on, environmental reporting solution. There's Microsoft 365, our very much used Office products. There's Dynamic 365, developer tools, Power Platform, and Azure. And all of this is kind of covered or surrounded or built on top of identity, security, management, and compliance for all of these things here. So security is kind of baked into all of these across all solutions. And because they're using the same foundation, all of these, Microsoft can actually make sure that everything is secured in the same way. And also we are starting to see that there are common data foundation and AI capabilities both within the products, but also across the products. And that is most certainly because it's built on the same platform and are kind of using the same data foundation, which is very important when we come to talking about AI and Copilot. We are also looking at a scenario where we have a best of suite instead of best of breed. So no more the best HR system, the best ERP system, the best CRM system, but they can talk together. More like we have a very good ERP system, we have a very good CRM system, and they share the data, and that brings the visibility throughout the whole systems to another level. So it helps the organizations to transform, to do a digital transformation. Another way of looking at this is also that we are looking at enabling the customer centricity across all of these products that are listed here, which is the business solution products from Microsoft, and they are all sharing more or less the same data across the whole platform, which means that you can easily integrate the products, and you can build data reporting, AI, and so on top of that, because they are sharing the same data. So data intelligence and security is kind of the foundation for all of these across all of the products. Here's a snapshot of some of our customers. Where we have successfully delivered projects across different sectors and different technologies. Ranging from CRM, Power Platform, AI, ERP, and more. Let's go a little more into specifics about the AI and the Microsoft ecosystem and our vision about the ecosystem. Just a quick intro to this. This is showing how many years it took for different technologies, you can say, to reach 100 million users. As you can see, the mobile phone, it took 16 years before there was 100 million users. Facebook, it took 4.5 years, and so on. And if you look at the AI, the kind of father, or at least well, maybe not the father, but the first kind of official knowledge thing about that brought knowledge about AI to the world was ChatGPT, and it took 2 months for ChatGPT to reach 100 million users. So it's very, very fast. I'm actually thinking that the red square at the end should be a little lower, but that's it was very, very fast for it to reach 100 million users. And you can say that big countries, or sorry, big companies around the world, both within the tech industry but also within the other industries, are really trying to use AI as much as possible, because it just brings something to the table that wasn't available before. We also focus on technology. Beside the organization and processes and people, we also focus on technology. So business applications is one part, data and AI, modern work, as I said, that's typically the Office package, developers and Power Platform. And all of these are supported by AI and Copilot in some way. If we're looking at business applications, it's brought into both sales, both the CRM part and the ERP part, helping to analyze data and to be able to ask the system for specifics around the data, instead of having to go into multiple screens and trying to collect it, or building Excel applications to do the work. It's also, again, in relation to that, looking at data and AI, the big data thing is getting easier to approach, because you have a tool to actually look into all of these data that the systems are building. Modern work, in regard to both Word, Outlook, Excel, Copilot is helping to create things, but also to analyze things, like analyze a Word document for creating a summary or something like that. Copilots are available for that. But also on the technical side, you have Copilot to help you. For the developer, there's both analytical tools. You can ask Copilot to analyze your code for improvements. You can also ask Copilot to create applications and to create code from a natural language prompt, instead of having to type different code in there. And the same for Power Platform. You can ask the Power Platform, the Copilot and Power Platform, to create an application for you that does whatever you need to do, and then you can focus on maybe fine-tuning it instead of building it from scratch. And all of this is possible because there is a common data platform, possibility to have a common data platform. There's a unified security system below the whole thing. So how we look at it at AlfaPeople is that we see different kind of elements, or different columns of how AI is presented or is available to you. There's AI ready to use. As I said, we already have in Dynamics 365, Office, Windows, security applications. You have built-in AI functionality that can both be the Copilot, but in something like, for example, the Dynamics 365, you can also do forecasting in the ERP system, which is also AI enabled. So that's kind of out of the box functionality that you can use. Then we have the next column, which is low code, no code, which is basically the Power Platform, where you can have Copilot or AI assistant help you building chatbots, Power Pages, which is websites. You can build apps and so on. And then finally, all the way to the right, we have advanced coding, where you can utilize Azure OpenAI to actually do things you want to code around something. If you want to make your own application using AI, or build functionality specific for some of the other parts. Today we are going to focus on the two first. So it's AI ready to use and no code, because I think the last one will be a bit too technical.
Okay, let's dive into Copilot a little bit more. First of all, we have the model for inter-organizational impact. So today, as we already know, Copilot is being found in modern world applications. On the left-hand side, the apps you use and love every day, Word, Excel, Outlook, for your day-to-day development, creation, summaries, analysis, search, whatever you can muster. Then we have business data and processes with business applications in Dynamics 365. We have sales and customer service, for instance. These are the areas we're going to talk a little bit more about in detail right after I finish this little part. The day-to-day Copilot here also helps you in meeting preparation, summaries, lead scoring in CRM systems, and also running commercial areas. It is also helping you as your personal assistant in supply chain and finance, field service department, and many more areas. The development in low-code areas, such as our beloved Power Platform, is as follows. Microsoft is continuously improving assistance in creating workflows, apps, and more in the Power Platform, or even specialized Copilot for business leads. Then we have to mention in the same breath Copilot Studio to help you develop with no-code or low-code experience custom bots to embed them in your day-to-day applications. Overall, Copilot can be integrated in third-party apps and underneath everything, as you can see, including Microsoft Graph and Microsoft Dataverse. We have Azure OpenAI services as underlying base for AI, in which we find greater complexity, but also sophistication when talking about technologies such as image recognition, text translation services, and many more. Talking about Dynamics and Copilot in business applications. To unlock Copilot capabilities is partly enabled through Microsoft licensing. An enterprise level license, for instance, allows for the utilization of Copilot in your business application areas in Dynamics 365. If you have such a license, but you have not yet unlocked Copilot capabilities or are interested in learning which is the most feasible way to unlock Copilot affordably for yourself, we can support you. It might just be a matter of parameters or configurations that might be needed. So moving on to Copilot Studio in Microsoft 365. Just like Microsoft 365 Copilot, Copilot Studio is not about doing the same things better. It's about redefining our approach to work. At its core, Copilot Studio is built on a simple but very powerful architecture. It's acting as an orchestrator, leveraging large language models on top of the existing Microsoft 365 infrastructure. This is to ensure that all operations occur within a secure compliance boundary. Copilot Studio harnesses the power of large language models combined with your unique content in Microsoft Graph. This includes your documents, your emails, your calendars, chats, meetings, contacts, and other business data. And the result being accurate, relevant, and contextual responses tailored to your needs. Meaning Copilot is being put on your data to give you all the answers you need within your personal business context. One of the standout features of Copilot Studio is its seamless integration with apps we use daily. Of course, we have Word, PowerPoint, Outlook, and all the Microsoft suite, but also, as you learned, we are able to integrate Copilot into third-party applications. third-party application. Thank you. Moving on to Microsoft Copilot for Service. Microsoft Copilot in Service acts as your personal assistant for your service team. Of course, we have large language capabilities, such as web and Microsoft Graph grounding to create context and value to your inquiry and need with the knowledge wealth of the internet on top. It ensures enterprise-grade data and commercial data protection and is seamlessly working with Microsoft 365 apps and managed in Copilot Studio, as we just learned. It is seamlessly embedded in your CRM system, providing case knowledge, response aid, and more to your reps. Now I want to introduce you a little bit on one of the features of Power Virtual Agents, which directly plays into the area of customer service. So bot creation is being made easy through large language models and generative AI. We provide knowledge regarding the topics such as documentations, handbooks, and articles that you have for your organization, and the bot will be able to base its responses on the information it is consuming right now from that library. After it has consumed and dissected all the information, you can immediately test the bot based on the knowledge provided without specifying any previous topic. If the correct answer cannot be found, the bot is also able to reference trusted web pages and other sources that it can skim through to offer an answer and solution that will be paraphrased in a very conversational and natural manner. In this example that you see right here, only one website is being offered as a trusted website to the bot, and it still is able to find all the relevant information on the layers of that website and provide it to that customer. This plays directly into what Copilot can offer and take over in Dynamics 365 for customer service. So a case summary, for instance, is based in timeline content and details of the tickets, the case, or the instance. Important for a customer service rep right now is to find relevant sources, understand the problem thoroughly, and select appropriate articles, which usually takes a lot of time, especially in very complicated service cases. Copilot, helping this rep, is accessing company data, knowledge articles, and trusted external websites relevant to the case. It can initiate email responses, or you can let it resolve the problem entirely. Of course, you have the possibility to review the response upon submission, because maybe some of the facts you don't want to share or convey in a different manner. Customers might also be transferred through virtual agents or chatbots, as we have just seen right now. Copilot then summarizes the interaction, so a customer service rep does not have to read to the entire thread and initiary of what has been established in case of knowledge right now. Copilot can help address and identify the problem and solutions only searching through articles and sources that your company has actually provided and cleared for this specific business unit. Sources to the AI response can be reviewed to ensure the validity of the content, which in turn also guarantees that your AI assistant is not taking too much time skimming through all the company data available, because you just shared everything on your SharePoint, for instance, with them. As just described, you can check all the sources from where it claims to have found the data, so you can be sure that the responses from Copilot, from your assistant, are in fact correct and valid to the case. So to wrap it up again on the interface of how it works and is embedded in CRM, when reps face the task of sifting through extensive case notice, particularly in long-running cases, it is not uncommon that it would take 30 minutes just to be up to date and knowing all the history notes from other reps or previous interactions, especially if you have a new service rep. This is where Copilot for Service becomes invaluable, because it Its case and conversation summarization feature within Outlook enables the rep to quickly grasp the full context of a case, encompassing all notes, emails, details from prior interactions, which is an efficient overview and eliminating the need to trawl through long conversation threads or repeat questions to customers, and thereby streamlining the entire process. So its features are incredibly effective in accelerating onboarding processes for new reps, because they can quickly become up to speed on existing cases and reduce the typical learning curve and ramp up time significantly. This not only enhances their ability to respond swiftly and accurately, but also ensures a smoother transition between the roles if they are new. Additionally, Copilot for Service aids in drafting highly personalized and relevant emails and follow-ups by smartly incorporating data from past interactions and CRM records. It also takes charge of routine tasks like updating your CRM record and creating meeting invites with the necessary context directly within Outlook. This approach frees reps, especially the newcomers, to focus more on delivering exceptional customer support and less on administrative duties, leading to a more efficient and responsive customer team. As we have teased, Copilot for Service brings CRM data, natural language, and next-generation AI into Microsoft 365 Teams, Outlook, and can be embedded directly into service solutions such as Salesforce, ServiceNow, Zendesk to bring CRM data into the flow of work, just to name a couple of third-party applications that work with Copilot. So let's recap. Copilot doesn't just respond to queries, it actively diagnoses issues, poses follow-up questions, and pulls together information to offer solutions drawing from a wealth of resources, including internal knowledge bases, historical case data, and customer interaction histories, as well as from trusted external websites. With just a single click, any rep can send out a custom context-aware response to complex inquiries instantly via chat. They can also draft detailed and personalized email responses in a fraction of the time it would typically take, plus the automatic summarization of conversations, including notes, emails, and chats, accelerates the wrap-up time and ensures smooth handovers. That was a lot of information in a very short amount of time, I am aware, but bear with me. Unsurprisingly, similar base features are to be seen with Copilot for Sales. When comparing it to Copilot for Service, it is being embedded in your CRM data, sales insights, recommendations, organization, and more. So now we've reached the part in which I am going to move on to my little demonstration. Let's move on to the Dynamics 365 Sales Hub, for instance. If I'm a sales rep, this is usually the area that I'm working with. Please don't be taken aback by the wealth of options I have on the left pane. I myself have an system administrator license, which means I have all the contents. If you would have this application as a dedicated sales rep, of course, it will be very much skimmed down and only appropriate to what you need to your day-to-day business. So it will be very much less cluttered than it is for me right now, but I know my way around, so I don't mind. Please do apologize that. So as you can see right away, within my work items with sales accelerations, activities, and dashboards, as I used to have it, I now have Copilot embedded as one of the menu options immediately. If I were to move into my opportunities, leads, or anything else, I can still activate it as a left ribbon from here or from here with these two buttons. The revolutionary thing about Copilot in the instance of the Sales Hub is that without having to move away from this screen, I can virtually access all the data, all the information that are given within my CRM and within my restriction rights as assigned to me. So let's try it out. Yeah, why not get the latest information for my accounts? Also very conveniently handled for you. A lot of frequently or usual questions just keep me up to date or what has been going on are already on the top bar, always accessible for you on Copilot. So you don't have to waste time in typing in the same prompts when trying to get up to date every morning once and again. So right from the start, I see here's some new accounts with a timeline. For all of them, I can immediately click and access the appropriate location wherever it might be within my CRM system. I'm not that much in a hurry, so I'm quite satisfied with how it looks. Okay, but how about my pipeline? What is actually supposed to be happening right now? What should I be working on a in-depth level within the accounts, within my opportunities, tasks that I might have set myself? What is there to do? So short information about myself. I live in the beautiful old town of Nuremberg, which is why I am blaming the old internet lines for not having the graph loading right about here. You would see a dotted graph of everything that is going on. Usually you can hover over the circles and get a little bit of more information. But right now I will have to consider locations or talk to my provider to solve this issue. Bear with me. So already over here, I can again hover and go into the action items. I can ask Copilot to summarize or immediately jump to the respective case. Okay, before doing that, I want to look a little bit more into what is happening. Was there anything newly assigned to me? I see that I have a couple of new clients, opportunities, leads, contacts that have been assigned to me newly within the last 15 days. I can see in an overview where the source is coming from word to mouth. Again, I can summarize them. I can immediately jump to the account as was previous with the pipeline over here. Going beyond what is shown up here, right? Maybe my specific inquiry is not covered over here. I'm a type lazy person. We also have this little booklet down on the bottom, view prompts, where we have an additional guide, always with the same 3 headers, on what I might also want to ask. So right here, which accounts generate maximum business, for instance. I would like this information. With those, it doesn't jump automatically. I might give some context if you have seen some of them, right? Summarize account, you obviously have to fill in which account is to be summarized. But with this one, it is quite ready. So I just give it a shot and I will Nuremberg. I am hoping to see which account, in fact, according to the data in my CRM, is showing me the maximum business. So the maximum business is AdventureWorks with a total expected revenue of about 95,000 crowns. I am working with my Danish colleagues, so the currencies are divided and shifted also based on my accounts. Some accounts I might have in Switzerland, some of them are in the European Eurozone actually, or beyond that in the US. Okay, I want a little bit more information. So let's summarize opportunity. Let's give it a shot. What opportunities do I have right now? Okay, there are multiple opportunities to choose from, whichever I'm interested in. Again, I have the summarize feature. I can jump to the case immediately. Let's play just a little bit more with the prompts over here. What is my average deal size and cycle for one deals? Let's see. What is in fact the average deal size, which is taking all the opportunities, all the deals that I have, and give me a medium. So about 53,000 crowns, not that bad. All this information can be useful to yourself, obviously, when maybe having to talk to a supervisor, how's the performance doing, month's closing, sprint plans, all very useful. But let's get into detail. So what do I want to summarize? Let's have Copilot summarize this this item in my pipeline, right? I click on summarize, and what I should get is a very neat overview, as you can see over here, right from the start, highlighted with blue, all the areas I can immediately jump to and have in-depth overviews. I can jump to the actual case, to the contact that I have, the company affiliated, and this might be something that a supervisor or someone else wants to discuss about, right? What is the current status? How is it going? I can either copy it to my clipboard, as you know, or I can copy it to an email as is. It will redirect me to this specific inquiry directly. So we're now inside that case that has been created in my CRM. And all the information from Copilot, with the exception of the very nice icons, is being brought to the email center within my CRM. So right away, I can say, okay, my supervisor, Chris, where is he? I want to send him this as a little update. Best regards. Julian, he already knows what it is about. He is waiting for it, in fact. And we just call it overview, and I can send it out from right here. It is going to be captured by my CRM. I have fewer steps in between. Obviously, I could have also just copied it and moved to my Outlook or otherwise, but like this, I am able to easily process it right from here. I'm getting back to my screen from Copilot. But now going into the case, we also have a couple of Copilot features right over here. Already in the center, you can see just by opening it, Copilot is starting to summarize what has been happening in my thread within the timeline, everything that was going on, calls, tasks. It gives me a rundown of the most important aspects. Just as your usual CRM, we have an overview of the currency, of the budget amount, what it is about, who is involved, products, all the details, and we have a timeline. Not timeline, this is the actual pipeline from the different stages: qualify, develop, propose, and so on. Okay. Due to time reasons, I will now jump back to the presentation, and we are going to wrap up this little live demo at this point. So let's just summarize of what we have seen right now. This is a little overview of Copilot in sales functions and features that we have not seen in the live demo yet due to time constraints. Again, you can view the opportunity summary from Outlook, analyze sales conversations in Teams. This is actually a screenshot of how it can work in Teams. It can analyze sentiment. It will give you a summary from the entire meeting. No more meeting notes done by any practicant for missing the English word actually at this point. You can create sales task from the meeting immediately, show the conversation rate, or even create revenue data charts and pitch presentation from information that Copilot can get from your CRM and timeline in order to actually create a draft proposal if there's enough information given. On the next slide, we see an overview of our survey that we have conducted. These are stats from the early access program. Some amazing numbers to be mentioned here. 75% of people spend less time searching for information across the board. 71% save time on mundane and repetitive tasks. They have noted a 3.5 times faster rate at catching up on missed items due to the summaries, and 77% of users said once they use Copilot, they do not want to go back because of its convenience. On the next slide, there's a little piece of information that I did want to share with you. Microsoft Agents, quite new, up and coming in Copilot Studio. One click gets you an information and a little bit of an idea of what it is about. All these agents exist on a spectrum. They have different organizations at different stage. We have different organizations at different stages of the AI transformation, where you can see whether you need simple or advanced capabilities, right? So some are advanced in building the next generation of agents with autonomous capabilities, and others are still building out their AI agents focused on retrieval task experience and bringing the knowledge and automation into their agent experience. So these descriptions are not official technical names for your agents. They're used to describe the capabilities that your agent may possess. All agents have the same set of components. However, it is down to the makers to make use cases and complexity that dictates where it sits across this continuum. We recognize that agents have been an industry term used over the years. In 2024 right now, it's mostly associated with the right side of autonomy. We believe everything is an agent and that they live on a spectrum of capability. For instance, retrieval, designed with specific instructions on how to behave, their personality and overall objectives. They follow predefined rules and guidelines set by the creators. Tasks, which are connected to specific workflows and processes, operating based on knowledge, skills, and rule-based automation. The primary purpose is to automate repetitive tasks. And lastly, autonomous. They operate independently as the term, dynamically planning and learning from processes. They adapt to changing conditions and make decisions without constant human intervention. So to reiterate, agents can sit along the spectrums. These examples showcase some of the different levels of use cases and where they would sit, from simple knowledge-based queries all the way to complex multi-agent workflows for service. Now I will give the word back to Klaus, I believe.
Thank you very much, Julian. As I said in the beginning, I would get back to how you could actually get started on working on this, and also if you are started, but if you have started but you want to kind of move on, we also have an offering around that. So the first offering we have is if you have not started yet and you want to kind of get a head start and want to get some help to get started, we have this AI and Copilot workshop, which is an 8-hour workshop split into 2 4-hour sessions, because it will allow time to kind of have dialogues and resonate and consolidate between the different parts of the workshop. But basically what we do is we introduce the technologies but in some more depth than we have today around the Copilot and AI. We talk to you about what use case could be relevant for you, and start talking about the design, and also not the least, but also the readiness in your organization to have AI and Copilot help you in the daily processes. So the workshop includes an 8-hour workshop, as I said, but also some learning materials, some guides to where to find things. It's a roadmap specifically for you for the next steps, so that you know how to move on. And it's facilitated by certified AlfaPeople experts. And you also get access to an AlfaPeople expert for 1 month after the workshop, because typically there will be questions and so on after the workshop as well. There will be a link here where you can book the workshop. The second offering is if you already have started using AI and are beginning to adopt it, this will help you to identify, if you can identify a process where you say, okay, in this area, in this process, in this use case, we will probably be able to benefit from using AI. Then you can have a discussion with the AlfaPeople around this, and we will provide you with insight into how AI can help you within that specific area and that specific use case. So this is if you already started, you know the basics, but you want to have help on moving on. All of this, of course, Both of these, of course, comes with a cost, but as I said in the beginning, also Microsoft is providing some incentives that might be able to pay for the whole thing, or at least a part of it, and we can help you on investigating whether or not Microsoft will pay, and also apply for the incentives on your behalf. So the first step is to show that you're interested, talk to AlfaPeople about it, and we can help you get started or move along. Either way, don't hesitate to reach out. The cost of the workshops are reasonable, especially if you compare it to the value it gives at the beginning. So key takeaways from today. AI is infusing. We are infusing AI into business processes, and it is already starting to provide advantages across processes, industries, and tools and technologies. And it's not only for huge enterprise organizations; it's also for smaller businesses, and also even for people in their daily work. When it comes to the technologies and tools, we believe that Microsoft have one of the best, if not the best, technology stack to support this and to enable this AI-infused development of processes and support for processes. At AlfaPeople, we are here to support you on your AI journey. So don't hesitate, and we do have the know-how. We hope we have shown. We do have the know-how. We do have some offers to get you started and start experimenting with AI technology within the Microsoft stack. So thank you very much for attending the webinar. It's been a pleasure to be your presenter today, and we wish you a very good day moving on.
Thank you for bearing with us. Take care.